How to sell your high ticket coaching program. So your prospect says, you are the coach I'm looking for. How do I buy? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 methods I've used personally to close millions of dollars. Okay, so listen on. My name is Sukhdevsethi, and recently I've been given the world champion in closing sales across 150 countries. That's my award right there. So let's start. In a closing call, right, it's very similar to a patient doctor. So I want to use that analogy. Let's say a patient goes and visits a doctor. The doctor says, what's wrong with you? And then the patient says, I got a cold. And then the doctor says, what type is it? Is it a runny nose? You got a headache? You got a body pain? Can you sleep well? Ask me all these questions, right? Same thing in a call. When the prospect comes to you, you want to ask what the problem is. So number 1, you want to diagnose the problem. You ask the question, so Mr. Prospect, why are you here today? How can I help you? They'll tell you their problem. When they tell you their problem, you want to actually ask more questions so that you understand the impact they have in their lives. What impact is that problem to them? You then gauge how big the problem is, right? That's why you're doing that. What it does, the next step, very important, right? The doctor then repeats to me to say, okay, you've got a runny nose, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, right? Same thing on a coaching call. Number 2, what you want to do is you want to reiterate back what the prospect has told you. Why? Very important, right? This is very subtle but very important. You see, in a typical sales call, a salesperson just goes on talking. But in a closing call, when you really care, you've shown the prospect that you're listened. By repeating back, the prospect now knows you've understood exactly what their problem is. There is a connection that has been formed, right? Similarly, in a doctor's case, if the doctor doesn't ask me any question and just tells me, I'm going to be like, doctor, you don't even know my situation. But by doctor reiterating to me, I now know that the doctor has listened to me and there is a connection. I trust the doctor. Once the doctor has reiterated back to me, what does the doctor do? Doctor says, okay, you've got not just the flu and not just the cold, you've got a big flu. What has the doctor done to me, right? And the doctor has made me realize I actually have a big problem. Now you'll be surprised, a lot of times prospects come on the call and they don't know their problem, right? So number 3, what you want to do is exactly like the doctor. You help the prospect realize they have a problem. So the doctor says, you don't have a cold, you have a flu. You got to stop this, you got to stop drinking cold water, you got to take a lot of bed rest, you got to do this. The doctor has helped me realize I have a big problem. Same thing in a prospect call. When you've understood the problem, you've reiterated the problem, you help them realize how big the problem is. You see, this is the phrase I go by. People will do more to avoid pain than gain pleasure. And that's why you're telling them how big the problem is. Because they want to solve the problem, right? That's number 3. Let's go back to the doctor. The doctor then says, okay, I've got a solution for you. But I'll tell you about the medicine a bit later. In your mind, you're like, oh, I've got a big problem now. And then what do you ask the doctor? Doctor, how fast will it take? How fast will I recover? Exactly. In the prospect, what do? They want to know how soon you can take them from the problem to the solution. And that is number 4. As a coach, you want to talk about results. The doctor tells me it's going to take me 10 days, 7 days. Exactly. You want to show the prospect what you can do for the prospects. That's number 4, results. Whether it's going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or what is the result by them joining the program, that's the result you want to talk about. Okay, so that's number 4. Let's go back to the doctor. Okay, doctor, I've understood now it's going to take me 10 days. So what medicine is it that you're going to give me? The doctor gives you a prescription, right? That prescription is the how to solve my flu to make me well again. Exactly in a closing call, you have a problem, you've shown them the solution, you are the solution to them. That is number 5. You want to make them realize that you are the way of how they can go from the problem to their solution. And that way, when you show them that you are the solution, you automatically make them realize that they need you. Okay, let's go back to the doctor. Now, when I know the doctor is going to give me the medicine, I just take it and I go out. I say, thank you, doctor, and I go buy the medicine. Right? Exactly in here. When the prospect feels that you are the solution, the how, they say thank you to you and they enroll in your program. And there's no price objection at all. If you've got a price objection that comes in, it means the connection is not there. You've not listened to them. We'll talk about that in a different video. But in this one, those 5 things, if you really help them with, you will be able to convert a prospect to a client. So what are the 5 things I'm going to repeat? Number 1 is you want to diagnose the problem. Number 2, you want to reiterate the problem. Number 3, you want to help them realize there is a problem. Number 4, show them the results. And number 5 is the how. And if you do all this, you have a high ticket client, a prospect to a high paying client. I hope that video helped. Click the like button, subscribe below, and let me know what you think. Okay, if you've got a question that you can't convert your prospect, comment below. I'll help you. Till then, see you later. Bye.